Yeah, guys. So, there's a place over here. Today, we're going to
You ghetto. Hello, Atlanta. So guys, if you've been watching the channel, you might have noticed I put a video out recently, I don't remember the exact title, something about chase down with a gun, they wanted our bikes, or something. It was a dual vlog with Yummy R6, and we were riding through a part of town. Two guys came up to us, and I made the interesting decision of stopping, and we think they had a gun, and they asked us what kind of bikes we had and if we were recording. So in that video, a lot of things have been brought up, and I figured what better way to talk about those things than to make a video about it, because it's not something I want to put in a comment and nobody read. So a lot of people, and when I say a lot, I'm talking like 90% of the comments are like, you need to carry, you need to have a concealed carry permit or whatever. And they're basically saying that you should be carrying a gun yourself while riding. You know, I feel like that's a really big carryover demographic with motorcycling, is the gun market. But it seems popular. And people that ride, they also enjoy firearms, which is fine, like power to you. I have nothing against guns. Oh, that I-8 though. So yeah, I just noticed a ton of comments of like,
where was that?
Seems popular, and people that ride, they also enjoy firearms, which is fine, like power to you. I have nothing against guns. Oh, that I-8 though.
Oh, bro, that's literally a BMW i8. That is literally a BMW i8. Literally.
So yeah, I just noticed a ton of comments of like, Chase, you should carry a gun. Keep in mind, at this point, the video has happened. Everything ended up being fine. Nobody got hurt. Nothing bad happened. But I've definitely had time to look back at the video and like assess everything. And I'm looking at all these people saying like, Chase, you should be carrying also. You like how I revved and then I wasn't in the right gear and then I couldn't even move forward very quickly? Q, I don't trust that car to stop, and I'm glad I didn't. God, if I'd have gone, she'd just plowed me over. So after having some time to kind of think about that video and kind of the whole situation, I'm looking at these comments and I'm like, carry a gun? So let's mull over the conversation. I'm not gonna stop for that. So in my head, one should only carry a firearm if they are prepared 100% to deal with the consequences of using said firearm. I don't know about you guys, and you know, granted, 90% of the people commenting could just be hardcore badasses. I, on the other hand, am not a hardcore badass, and given the situation, I would not shoot somebody. Are you kidding me? You want my bike? You can have it. I've got insurance. Like, me having a concealed carry in that situation, I feel like would have done nothing but exacerbated a situation that didn't have to be exacerbated. Meaning, if those guys would have come up to us, little dude, like the younger guy in the video was the one holding the firearm, or what we believe to be a firearm, and he already looked kind of sketched out, like he was just kind of doing what he was supposed to do. What's going on, guys?
Y'all recording?
Yeah.
Recording what? Just videos in case someone cuts us off and stuff like that.
And I feel like if either me or Yummy would have pulled a weapon out, that's going to open up a situation for him to do some real sketch move. And a guy in that neighborhood that doesn't really care, who already has his hand on a firearm, what's it going to do? I'm just going to slowly put my, like, we're going to be talking to them and I'm slowly going to put my arm in my jacket and grab a gun. Like, How is that supposed to work? Alright, now, before all you gun guys get offended and say Chase doesn't believe in firearms and taking advantage of his rights as an American, I do want a gun. I currently don't own a gun, but for inside my home, I do want a firearm. I've actually talked to do it with Dan about this. This kind of goes back to what I was saying, where you should only own a firearm if you are prepared to use said firearm. Now, out and about, I'm not worried about somebody coming up and trying to steal my stuff. Like, you can have my stuff. There's nothing I carry on me on a daily basis that isn't just a material object that somebody would want. Now, if somebody comes into my home, that for me personally changes the entire situation. Man, that moment you're on your wedding diet, but Willie's Mexican Grill's really speaking to you. Alright, back to weight loss. But to me, once somebody comes into my home that's not supposed to be there, tends to do harm to me or my family, suddenly I don't give a shit about your life. Good God. So yeah, once somebody comes into my home, dude, I officially don't care about you, and my life then feels threatened. Now, I'm not saying my life couldn't be threatened out and about, but the odds of me feeling like that are significantly increased once you enter my place of residence, and at that point, I do no longer care about your life, and I only want to end it so you can leave my home, and I and my family are totally fine. Now, I've talked to a couple buddies that are into guns, understand this whole situation, and they brought up that even shooting somebody in your home can be sketch. So I don't really, good God. So I don't really understand the law. All I know is somebody's in my house, I'm gonna shoot them. That's my thoughts on guns. So now the whole question is, okay, well, Chase, what do you feel like you could have done better in the situation? And the answer is a shit ton of stuff. So first off, I will be the first one to admit, in that situation, I was being terribly naive. We had alluded to the fact that we were not in a good neighborhood.
We're in the absolute ghetto. The absolute ridiculous ghetto.
There were people that looking at a sketch.
Oh God, I gotta sit in this car. He waiting to kill someone.
And Yummy even had made the joke that, like, people had guns.
I don't know, but he probably had a gun, so I'm scared.
And yet, when people started screaming and we were riding in a direction, I decided to turn around to look at those people. Like, decisions like that were really bad. And I read a really interesting article after seeing some comments on a video about something called situational awareness. I didn't really know what situational awareness was. I mean, like, you can take context clues and, like, get what situational awareness means. I'm gonna put a link in the description to an article that's really cool. But what situational awareness basically is just taking your situation and evaluating all the aspects of it. If in that video I would have had good situational awareness, I would have considered the location. I would have considered where specifically the neighborhood we were in, and I would have considered the fact that we were already moving forward and there was no reason for anybody to stop us. Like, we could have kept on moving, and I didn't have to make that decision. But that was because, I was all having fun with Yummy and caught up in the situation. I wasn't really thinking about that stuff, and I think that being situational awareness, I think that is what could have really made that situation non-existent. In the video, you hear Yummy talking, and he's like, "Are you kidding? We're turning around. Why are you stopping?"
Okay, oh God.
Yummy's a good friend, so he's not gonna let me stop. He's not gonna leave me there. But in that situation, Yummy had so much more situational awareness than I did. He actually considered all of these circumstances and made a much smarter decision. Me, being the older, stupid one, was like, "Hey, this should be cool." Now, a lot of people say, "Well, just don't ride in the ghetto." And that, not riding in the ghetto and having situational awareness are two different things. I don't think having situational awareness means you never ride in certain situations, because what happens if you're in a new town and you don't know what a bad part of town is and you just happen to be riding there? In a situation like that, it's still good to have that awareness about you. Now, should I avoid certain parts of town that I know are bad at night? by myself, yeah, that's part of having situational awareness. But hopefully you guys understand, like, I don't think having a gun would have solved that problem. I think that given the situation, we had it worked out real well. Now, if you watch the video, I am clueless about the existence of a gun with those two guys. I legitimately thought they were curious about our motorcycles, which, to be fair to me, has happened to me before. I've been riding around Atlanta, and somebody's like, hey man, what kind of bike's that? And I'm like, it's blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, okay, cool, I like that. And I'm like, thanks. So that's happened to me before, so it wasn't like a crazy new thing. But being chased down a back alley, which was off the road in a bad part of town, I mean, you can see where I'm coming from. Anyway, blah, 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 you get the point. One thing that is interesting, though, is having that awareness, that can help you just riding in general. And, you know, if you think about it, having that awareness is something you already have as a rider, or at least you need to. That's how you avoid wrecks and stuff, because you're aware of the road. I just need to broaden my awareness, you know.
There's a snake in my boot. Sick car, bro. 24 blazing.
Warning. This video contains super awesome content suitable for people who don't enjoy super awesomeness. Viewer discretion advised.
Acceleration!